story if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in the imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up their octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top is missing, the opposition in. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my...
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Miami Dolphins. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Go!
They run with a former Eagle and Dolphin, Jay Ajayi. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go. Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Hey, let's go. Check, watch 54.
From the gun, Fitzpatrick. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Ajayi. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
And credit the tackle to Taco Charlton with a stop. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Now this throw caught left side, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards there, a first down.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Check.
Here we go, 47. Here we go. Right slow. Travel. 26.
A first down carry by Elliott. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Prescott to throw it. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Randall Cobb, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Forbath able to convert the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Dolphins take over. We got this at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with a jive. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 29, Fitzpatrick, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And the pressure gets to him again. Robert Quinn, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. A first down throw for Prescott. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Here's Fitzpatrick. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. He was looking for Parker that time. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
The 32-yard line.
Check tight end, check tight. Check tight.
Prescott from the gun. It's caught. Cooper. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd down, it's Elliott. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Elliott. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Elliott. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal.
47. Mike 52, Mike 52. 26.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. He finds Ajayi. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right of the yard.
It's a gain of 9.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They run with Ajayi. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Fitzpatrick nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Fitzpatrick on target to Wilson. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Jason Sanders on for the field goal.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second and very short, Prescott looking for Cooper. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Looking deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And there, Charles, he lined up out left, ran the post, caught it over the middle, and the rest, as they say, is history. And you have to love the scheme that they just showed there, because if you're going to run a deep post, you ordinarily have to get a safety out of the middle of the field. And you do it one of 2 ways. Either by running routes at him that carries him away from it, or you either freeze him in the middle with routes that run underneath so that he doesn't get depth. Then you throw it over the top, and boy, what a successful play that was. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
Right there.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Looking to throw again on second down. Fitzpatrick. And now off to the races, down the right side. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Parker unable to get that one. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
first down. Prescott. That one complete. Elliott. They'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Prescott now. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Forbath, the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
34. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout, and they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. The field goal unit on the sideline. They're going to go with 1 second left. Final play of the half, Fitzpatrick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
At the 23-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Muhammad Wilkerson sacks him that time, coming in off the edge.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Fitzpatrick throwing complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Wilson now in his second season in Miami. First 4 years were in Kansas City. He's always been a solid complementary receiver, but Miami really hoping he can take the next step in his development, be more of a go-to guy now at 27 years of age. Now it's Ajayi. He'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
36-yard line.
He'll kill! Right there. 54, right there. Right there.
From the 36, Fitzpatrick completes it to Ajayi. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a second down.
Cut! Watch out! Hey, color!
Fitzpatrick. He completes it to Wilson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one, a first down pickup of 8. This quarterback now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. This is Ajayi. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jay Ajayi, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is down to 28-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. From the pistol, here's Elliott. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
What's the run? They're running it.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. And that's Elliott, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing, Prescott. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. These Cowboys looking good here at AT&T Stadium. Of course, they were really good in this building last year, 7-1 in their 8 games played at home. The only loss was on a Monday night to Tennessee. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Prescott looks to throw on first. Letting one fly deep for... Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Forbath able to convert the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 29-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. On third down, Fitzpatrick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
First down, Dolphins.
This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
Watch his flat. Hey, check 24. Regular. Strong.
Here's Fitzpatrick. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off. It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Hey, orbit. 54. Mike, 54.
On third down, Fitzpatrick caught. It's Wilson. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here's Austin. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
The Cowboys on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Draw play, Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Fitzpatrick on first down. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Fitzpatrick now. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And down right around the 37. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone, as time has run out on this ball game. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought two words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for Dallas, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the